Hello, good evening and welcome to everybody who is now joining us on our Wednesday update call. It's great to have you here because today, of course, is the most exciting day of the week because it is 3FO payday and it is update day. So make sure you do stick around because we do have updates for you and we do have an event that I'm going to be announcing at the end of tonight's Zoom. So please do stick around to make sure you don't miss out on a single thing. But before we begin, I'm going to hand over to Lucky, who's going to address you all. Thank you very much, Lucky. Welcome to the Zoom.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to UK Prime Time. And as we all know, that Chavez and team are working really, really hard in the background to bring us everything what he promised us in month of Feb. So everything is going really well. And so he has shared some updates with me today. So what I've asked Joe to do is share those updates with you, and then we can go through some of the other stuff later on. Joe, I'm going to hand it back to you. Let's do the quick updates, and then we can have a conversation later.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so let me share screen. Okay, so I'm going to go through these as they were written. So let me just get rid of that so it's not in my way. Okay, so to start with, 3FO ecosystem updates. So dear leaders and community, peer-to-peer fund transfer EUSD. 3FO is introducing a peer-to-peer transfer system for EUSD to enhance internal liquidity and improve capital flow within the ecosystem. The key highlights of this will be seamless transfers between active 3FO members and transfers enabled via username-based system, no wallet addresses to copy and paste. Minimal transaction fees to ensure that smooth internal fund circulation, sustainable system operations, continued development funding. This upgrade supports faster activation, easier team support, and stronger ecosystem liquidity. So this is a big update, I believe. This is something that myself and Carl have been advocating for quite some time, and that's the ability to be able to transfer funds within the ecosystem without having to do an external withdrawal. So this is going to be a big plus within our ecosystem, or within the 3FO platform. Now, the BTCC peer-to-peer platform. Development of the BTCC P2P trading platform is underway. A demo walkthrough has already been presented. This will allow members to exchange BTCC internally, improve token accessibility, strengthen organic market demand within 3FO, and there's going to be more updates, and launch timelines will be announced soon. Stick around because I do have a short video which does demonstrate the P2P platform. And again, stick around to the end so that you can find out when our next event is going to be, where you'll have another opportunity to see a demonstration of the P2P platform. Stability and Reserve Initiative. So to strengthen the long-term resilience of 3FO, to strengthen the long-term resilience, 3FO is creating a strategic reserve fund. This is designed as a hedge against market fluctuations, supports the ecosystem stability during volatile cycles, and to reinforce long-term sustainability of yield and reward distributions. This proactive step ensures that growth continues responsibly and sustainably. This, of course, is great news because, you know, we want 3FO to be here for the next decade. We don't want it to be another flash in the pan like so many of these other platforms that are out there that make big promises and have no intention of fulfilling them.
Mi trabajo es fácil porque uso Clica, así es como llevo el control de todas mis tareas. Empiezo vaciando todo lo que tengo que hacer en una vista de lista. Después, asigno una prioridad y una fecha de entrega para mantener todo en orden. Creo estados personalizados para organizar mi progreso exactamente como quiero. Me gusta agregar el campo de elementos de acción. Tengo a mis compañeros de equipo como observadores para que estén al tanto. ClickUp hace que el trabajo sea fácil. Haz clic en el enlace para crear tu espacio de trabajo gratis.
Prueba Gemini en Google Docs. Inteligencia artificial que ayuda a los equipos a generar ideas, escribir y revisar de manera fácil y colaborativa. Del borrador a la versión final en minutos usando Google Workspace con Gemini.
That with the experience of the market dropping, they are reacting to it very quickly and creating something that will protect us in the long term. This for me is great news. Liquid Pay and banking integration. Progress is underway on Liquid Pay banking integration, and I suspect this is what Chavez has been doing the last couple of weeks. I know he was doing it the last week, the week before, but now I imagine this is still an ongoing process of him traveling around, finalizing everything. Upcoming enhancements will enable DeFi to fiat settlement improvements and expand usability of 3FO generated income. Broader real-world financial utility. Further details and rollout timelines will be communicated as integration milestones are completed. We are all waiting on our tiptoes with our teeth gritted with excitement, waiting for everything to go live. But again, you know, we are experiencing Liquid Pay product from the day it was written on a piece of paper right the way through all of the product development, the bug fixing, the testing for it to go live. And I feel like with everything that we're doing, we are currently right on the edge of completion, knocking on the door of finalizing so much about our ecosystem that is going to carry us forward into the next decade. So to conclude, 3FO continues to evolve from a growth engine into a fully integrated digital financial ecosystem. These developments represent our ongoing commitments to strengthen internal liquidity, expand real-world utility, protecting long-term sustainability, building towards our 100 million user vision. Thank you for your continued leadership and belief in the system. Let's build forward together. The 3FO team. There you go. That is all of the updates for tonight. Obviously, there isn't a Q&A because we don't know anything more than was on that little presentation. But perhaps we can just take a couple of comments from the panel and then we can conclude. So who'd like to go first? Chantel, Lucky?
Yes, I can go, Joe. I think I just want to make a comment regarding peer-to-peer internal transfer. You know, I'm so pleased that Chavez is launching a peer-to-peer transfer system in 3FO. So what is powerful here is how quickly our voice is heard. So just last Friday, Carl reached out to me and made this suggestion to me, and I sent it, and look how quickly it's already in motion and they started to work on that. That shows that Chavez is always listening, and that shows that we are building everything together. So that's why when we have our Sunday community call, we encourage our community to share, you know, their ideas so we can put forward. So yeah, I'm really pleased about this internal transfer and also about the reserve fund pool. You know, Chavez is creating this reserve fund to protect the ecosystem. So this is a strategic move for us, big time. And also, I want to say, like, strong ecosystems are built on protection, structure, and smart financial movement management. That's what we are trying to do right now. So this is how we grow safely. This is how we protect the community and stay here long term, like Joe said. You know, we're not here for 6 months to a year to 2 years. We are here to stay for next decade. So that this is how Chavez is making sure that we protect this system. And I think last Sunday, a couple of community members and leaders asked what was the next step for Chavez to make sure this doesn't happen again, about the liquidity with when market goes up and down, and look how quickly he's want to talk more in detail about this on Sunday's call. I really want to share with the community, what up to now, what perhaps we were doing and how we're going to change that going forward to protect us long term. So that's all I want to share, Joe. Thank you. And Chantal, over to you.
Yeah, I did forget. I've got the video of the P2P platform.
Yes, you do.
So we'll take the comments from Chantal and then I'll show the P2P. So stick around, everyone. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to show a short video on the P2P. Okay, Chantal.
Look, I echo what Lucky and yourself are saying. I think in a situation like this, when we know that the world is changing, we have to stay, focused, and we have to stay on our course. And it is great to see that the moment we see there's something that, can take us off course, that there is immediately a response and that there is immediately something that is setting up. What we've always liked is that the resilience of this community is first things first. And so extra resilience through the extra reserve fund on the blockchain. So a certain level of transparency is important. And I like that. I can't wait for the peer-to-peer to start community, and I want to make a comment on how powerful the community call on Sunday is, because I see that people who were insecure were getting some help last week, and today they are signing up, because it's almost like having a luxury three-way call in network marketing. If a few extra leaders, it was you, Joe, and Lucky, and Carl who kind of helped, give the last confidence. So don't be afraid to bring your people to a community call. Don't be afraid as a leader if they're asking questions that you've told them a few times already. Sometimes they need to hear it from a different voice, in a different tone, in a different environment, to make that final step so they can truly work with you. So I'm really happy about this call and about the Sunday call. And of course, our training and development is just continuing on the weekly prime times. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chantal. That's been said many times about it's good to hear things from other people. And it always reminds me of one thing, and that is the human nature of when we are kids, teenagers, and your parents tell you to do something, whatever they say, it's wrong. Whatever they're telling you, it's wrong. But when you go around to your friend's house and your friend's parents tell you to do something, it's the best thing since sliced bread. And it is exactly like that. It's good to hear things from other sources rather than just the same people. So yeah, I think that's probably something we can all appreciate. Okay, so I'll quickly do this demo, or show this demo of the P2P platform, and I'll quickly cover the questions in the Q&A, and then we can finish off. Okay, so now, this is the P2P platform. This is a recording that Chavez made. Sadly, Chavez forgot to turn on the sound, so there isn't any sound. So I'm going to do my best to try and guide us through whatever I can in the brief moments that we have on this video. But you can see right here, actually, perhaps I'll just stop and pause it as we go along. So you can see here, it's decentralized P2P trading platform. Very simple kind of layout here on the dashboard. You're going to connect your wallet here, and this will start trading. This will take you through onto the exchange part of the platform where you'll be able to start operating. It looks very much from when we had a look at it at the weekend, doesn't look massively too dissimilar to like a Uniswap style system. So yeah, it's moving along. There we go. trade directly with peers, no middlemen, fully on chain. Okay, I thought this bit didn't realize it was as long as this, but you can see on here what he's pointing out. You've got 25.5 million of total volume traded. So I'm guessing this is all going to be testing that they've done. And you can see live trades are going to be happening here. Native represents BTCC. So you can see where they've been testing, swapping BTCC to USDC, wrapped Ethereum, and so on. Fully decentralized collateral protection, direct P2P trading, real-time market updates, multi-wallet support, and so on. So click on launch app. And here we are. So this is the actual P2P platform where you'll be able to trade. You'll of course be linked up to your wallet. So you'll connect up to your wallet and you'll be able to trade the amount of BTCC that you want with somebody else in the community. This is a P2P. Remember, this is direct community member to community member with an escrow service in the middle and with a negotiation system enabled within the system so that you are able to negotiate. But there are limitations on that negotiation so that people can't abuse your need to sell BTCC, so that you can get a, let's say, as fair a price as possible considering market conditions. So you can see, there you go, look, negotiations here. So you can negotiate to and fro. And with the escrow service in the middle as a smart contract, the peer-to-peer person one will transfer their funds into the escrow and the BTCC holder would transfer their funds into that escrow, and then the swap will be executed. So there you go. That is the quick demo of the P2P. Let me quickly cover these questions. So regarding Capital 3.0, okay, so there's two people asking that question. So with regards to Capital 3.0, we don't have any further updates, but I think Chavez has given us extensive updates on that when he was here last. The system is being built. Part of the reason why it's taking longer, because originally Chavez did say it was ready. But part of the reason it's taking longer is because of I suppose, and certainly in part because of a request that Carl put in. Although they may well have made that decision independently also, I don't know. But I know Carl put in a request. Remember, in AFM, lots of people have built a structure, 20, 30 accounts, and they've bought Capital 3.0 packages in all of those accounts. The original plan was each person would open a 3FO account to correspond with an AFM account. So they could transfer their assets from the C3PO wallet over into that individual account. Now this is going to bring this, and again, I'm repeating this really from the perspective of Carl saying it. This is going to be a lot of work, additional work, creating each individual account for every individual person. From a maintenance program point of view for the program, it's a lot of additional computational power. And wouldn't it be better if we could migrate everything from multiple accounts into one single 3FO account? So they've been building the system to do that. Again, another example of the community speaking to Chavez, making a suggestion, and Chavez reacting to that, taking the time to think about it, reacting to that, and deciding it was a good idea. And to be fair, over the last 2 years and many, many dozens of leadership Zooms we've had with Chavez, that has always been the case where we've put suggestions forward. Chavez has listened and decided whether it was a good idea or explained why it wasn't possible. So, you know, I will really kind of repeat what I've said before. You know, we all have to be patient. This company is still a baby. We are experiencing development real time. We are witnessing the birth of a product, the creation of that product, the testing of that product, the bug fixing of that product as we get through to the final product. And even then, there will always be continued maintenance. As an ecosystem and as a family and as a community, we need to be patient and allow the team to do the work that is required to bring everything together, to consolidate the power of our ecosystem for the strength and the future value of this community. You think for a moment Chavez wants to take a moment longer than is necessary? No, of course not. But it would be folly. As we've seen before, it would be folly to just openly launch a product without proper testing, or to open the doors and the floodgates to withdrawals and allow everybody to withdraw at will and collapse the system. What would you prefer? To wait a month or so for your withdrawal and be guaranteed of future profits, of future withdrawals, of future wealth? Or do you want the gates to be opened and then for everything to vanish in the next month? Because that's what would happen. We must protect our biggest asset. That is Chavez. We must protect our biggest source of income, and this is 3FO. And we must protect the structure that is the conduit between Chavez, the products, and us. And that is the entire Affiliate Marketing 3.0 network. So I think with that said, I don't think there's much else I can add. So unless anybody's got anything they'd like to add, I will bring us to a close.
No, Joe, I just want to repeat what I said on Sunday. So as we can see that peer-to-peer platform technology, everything is built, all the tech is built. We're now integrating the design and UI so to match our updated website. So the whole BTCC ecosystem look and feel, it looks exactly the same. So that's what the team is working. So this is a phase 1. And later on, this will unfold into a centralized exchange, as Chavez has explained to us before. And so it's really important now that Chavez and the team are fully focused on building and finalizing everything properly. So let's allow him to do his part. You know, if he's just sending us the updates and he's not here, there's a reason for that. I think I said that for last week and the week before. So let's be patient with him because he's very focused. And the more focus the team has to finish what they're doing, smoother and the faster this will launch for us. Everything. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Joe, and thank you, everyone. Hope to see you all on Sunday. Joe, over to you.
Fantastic. Okay. So before everybody goes, I'm just going to let you know our schedule and make an announcement for a latest event. Okay. So you've seen all of this before. Everybody's familiar with it. Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, presentation day. This is an opportunity for you to utilize this plug and play system to bring your new community members into this ecosystem. 2.5 years in, it must be evident that we're here for the long term. So bring your community, come and see a professional presentation. This is at 7 p.m. UK time, and Carl and I are here for US prime time at 7 p.m. EST time. Wednesday, of course, is community call with Chavez, or today, me and Lucky. So that's at 7 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. EST time. And Friday is community support day, where we'll provide some kind of training. I think this Friday I may well do my assets training again that I did last Wednesday, and that will be followed by a live Q&A session. We only have the one event on a Friday. That's 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. EST time. Saturday and Sunday, of course, is your personal day to do with what you will, but my advice would be grow your business, accelerate your panels. We have only one chance to be early, and we are now early. And this is the time, this is the opportunity to make the best of it and start building your business, sharing the opportunity with as many people as possible, and help them to grow their wealth so that we can change lives one day at a time. Now, our main event, if my Zoom wants to work, give me 1 second, let me stop sharing and then share again, because of course bugs happen. Okay, there we go. So now you've heard mention of this event in tonight's discussion. So I am officially announcing it again now. So we have now started a global leaders one team informal forum. This is not an official community call. This is not an official corporate call. This is an official community call. And this is where we, the leadership, come together, and you, the community, come together, where you can have your voice, where you can make your comments, make your suggestions, voice your concerns, have your say, and voice your opinion. We are one community, but we are also many voices. And every single voice in this community is important. So this is your opportunity to come, speak to the leadership, and have your say. Get an answer that you feel comfortable with. As Chantel alluded to earlier, on last week's Zoom, we had over 130, 140 people. And as a result of that Zoom, some new people got the answers they were looking for. They decided to become part of 3FO, and they have now began their journey to financial freedom through 3FO and growing their wealth in Ethereum. So come and have your say on Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time, 12:30 India time, 11 p.m. UAE time, and at 2 p.m. EST time, 11 a.m. PST time. And just because I want to use those graphics again, I'm going to do that because I took the time to do the graphics. I may as well use them. So every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, 12:30 India time, 11 p.m. UAE time, 2 p.m. EST time, 11 a.m. PST. Come and be part of the conversation. Fantastic. So there you go. Thank you to Lucky for allowing me to hand over these updates. Thank you to Chantel and Sue for joining us. And of course, thank you to all of you for coming and joining and showing your support. Please continue to do so. We will, of course, be doing the replay of this evening on the US prime time, where I'll be there with Carl, and we'll play the replay. That's at midnight or at 7 p.m. EST time. And of course, tomorrow night, we're back to presentation evening. See you soon, folks. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Horas creando presentaciones aburridas. Con IA, solo escribe tu tema, ajusta el contenido del esquema y listo. Presentaciones profesionales en segundos.
Cuando eres tu propio jefe, tienes como 1000 cargos, el de marketing, el de finanzas, el de diseño, el de producción y hasta el que envía los pedidos. Por eso nunca tienes tiempo para responder DMs ni comentarios.
Por eso, uno de mis mayores logros como emprendedora este año fue haber encontrado una solución que respondiera a mis futuros clientes mientras estoy ocupada o incluso descansando. En vez de estar pendiente de responder comentarios y DMs todo el día, ManyChat se encarga de eso por ti. para que no se te escape ninguna venta mientras haces malabares con todo lo que implica ser un emprendedor. Estoy segura de que te vas a volver fan cuando descubras todas las formas en las que puedes personalizar tus respuestas y estar preparado para cualquier escenario o mensaje de tus clientes. Empieza hoy completamente gratis en manychat.com y no dejes pasar otro año más perdiendo esa conexión con tu audiencia.